we've seen, you know, they've got the basics right, which, as we always look to, Ollie, if you can't do the basics right, you're done. Even professional teams struggle with the basics.
I love how you say we when it's really you that are just the most critical person
you had
on the basics.
No. You had an absolute meltdown with droning on Monday night.
I did, to be fair. I did.
It
must be bad if I'm getting involved with it as well.
It's all about the basics, and if you do the basics right, you will have so much more success.
Well, 2 basic bans for a Clubhouse are a Hibana and a Maverick. And that's exactly what we have got so far here. LAN Party Hotel are going to be starting things off tonight on the defense. Azami coming in as WYLDE's favoured defender defender ban? God, you can tell it's map number 1. This is likely going to be some form of information. We're going to get rid of the Valkyrie. So, fairly par for the course. Nothing too concerning here. Obviously, puts a bit of pressure on the old hard breach. We're going to see a lot of secondary hard breach gadget now brought in aid to try and counter some of this play. Something else that it does demo is it makes the basement a little bit better.
Those bans, Hibana and also the Maverick, impact tricking will be very, very common here this evening. Well, you would expect it to be. Impact tricking, if you know what that is, it is a way of... It's a way of denying access to hatches and walls by just simply throwing an explosive grenade at it. You most commonly will see this with Freezer Hatch, for example. That is the main one because you can open up angles, you can open up the flooring, and then kind of throw up the impacts, and it will catch on to any number of tabletops inside the kitchen. It'll blow up. It'll remove any hard breach gadget on it. Hibana is very easy. You can just burn through because you have more Hibana pellets than what you do impact grenades in the game. Whereas Thermite and Ace, they don't really get that luxury.
No, makes things very difficult indeed. As such, we're even seeing the Ace 6 picked from. And this is looking like a little bit of an interesting composition here. We've got the Blitz coming in as well. Now, there's likely going to be a secondary hard breach gadget on the book, but again, that isn't too much to consider. You're going to be looking at more of a direct approach here, especially with the Blitz.
So I have an idea what they're going to go for. Knowing that you're going to go up against impact tricks, they're going to use the Blitz straight down dirt. If there is people inside of dirt, nobody can impact trick, because there's going to be a door with a player on it, a Blitz especially. You cannot impact trick the hatch. They do have another hard breach gadget that they can use for said hatch. Jay has actually slipped in by himself towards Garage, found the opening pick on the Avon, and yeah, here comes Canio with the Blitz down dirt tunnel. He is up against the smoke. This is going to be a tricky one for him, but Corey will find said smoke, so immediately quick early aggression from WYLDE has gifted them 2 kills.
Mengo's thinking about a bit of a rotate back to site as well, just hanging around at the bottom of those main stairs. Yuki dug in next to B-Bomb, so players from LAN Party Hotel have recognised the immediate pressure here, and not only have they lost any potential for a roam game that they might have had, but they've actually left themselves quite light. They've lost the smoke, which is something that you're going to use to try and deny area and time. More importantly, they've lost control of Dirt Tunnel, and that, of course, is going to be a big problem. Now, the saving grace demo is that there's only 1 secondary hard breach gadget left, and it's in the hands of Corey. So this is likely going to be a fairly one-dimensional push, only coming through on the horizontal plane with very little vertical.
The fact that they got the opening picks has helped them massively. You cannot do this push in a 5v5. It's just, you're literally holding 2 angles as a defender, and it usually does stop the attackers. With having that man advantage, the defender's going to be very, very slim, and they will start taking swings, knowing that they need to get some kills back. Corey is downed, and Kanyo's trying to hold him back, using the shield to block those bullets, and it is tricky. Does he go for the pickup? He could just be rushed as he goes for it. Good call, though. Good rotate here from WYLDE. Just taking the time. They know they still have a minute to go. You know, there's no point risking Canio to die for a pickup whenever somebody else can go and do it for him.
Absolutely, you can see that WYLDE are really just pausing here to wait to get that revive off onto Corey, give themselves back that full 5 advantage, and then they can look to try and execute this plan elsewhere. Yep, Corey can now rotate, start thinking about getting the hatch open. Yuki, no impact grenades.
They used it on
the
Blitz.
They've already used those impacts, and I don't think that Mengo has any either. So they're going to be looking at really that kitchen hatch getting open. There's not a lot they can do about it at this point, Demo.
Corey's not even looking to open up. It should be open by now, but there we go. Now he will place it down, and actually it's going to be the moto hatch is going to be opened up, Ollie. So while they're kind of everywhere and anywhere, I have no idea what the thought process from WYLDE, what the comms were, but I suppose if you have the man advantage, just take everything you can.
Absolutely, we hear the Blitz coming in now as well. Jay will be the first player on WYLDE to fall, but the damage is being done here slowly but surely to LAN Party Hotel. Groon, that's the wrong way, my friend. No point running over toward oil. You've lost control of the site. You've lost all your pals. It's going to be a fairly straightforward round there for WYLDE, but quite a messy one. A lot of rotations coming in there. No clear plan demo. It looked as though they were just rolling with the punches as they came to them.
It's classic WYLDE, isn't it? That's it. It's classic. Just, if you don't know WYLDE, I personally see them as a good, solid team who have some great players in it. The strategies are very unorthodox. That has to be said. What is classic to WYLDE is, oh, that's a bit risky. For other teams, WYLDE play with fire. That is how they play this game. We've seen during group stages some of the plays that they went for, Amaru's and all sorts. It's high risk, high reward. They live on the edge. I'm here for it. I'm 100% here for it. It's up to Lamparty Hotel. You know how WYLDE are going to set up. It's just you have to be ready for everything with this team. That's the tricky thing about WYLDE. You may know what's coming, but nothing. Do I dare say Kag? Do I dare say that word?
It's round 2. Calm down. It speaks a lot to the way that WYLDE use the 6-pick as well. You know, again, we've seen 3-4 people 6-picked out there. Really not afraid to make a plan up inside of that preparation phase. I don't imagine they were expecting to go upstairs, especially to CCTV and Cash. It's a very unpopular site these days.
You don't go here.
And for Lamparty Hotel, it used to be a very good site, but now with a couple of the changes that come through, you can make it work. But when you start thinking, you're bringing a bandit, Thatcher's available, secondary AMP's a thing, like it just seems a little bit old-fashioned.
Oh, Haven, what's he doing down in blue? Goes too close to Corey. Will lose his life. So again, WYLDE have been gifted that opening pick. Here comes Corey to open up that main breach. Nobody home for the bandit trick, so wall is going to be opened up successfully, and that's the tricky part. Honestly, getting that wall open, some teams struggle with that, immensely, Ollie, but WYLDE's in good shape right now. Yeah,
50 seconds for the wall to be open, not bad at all. And there was a lot of value seen there just from that player on the rappel, getting rid of a couple of insight pieces of utility. Bulletproof camera and a wub gone there, I believe. Still got a shield for Hunt Baby at the top of these cash stairs. Of course, where Giesler decided to make his way up, but there's actually been a bold rush on into sight here. It looks as though WYLDE are just going to push in deep, but if they're going to go one at a time, surely they're all going to fall. And as expected, Jay is taken out. Canio trying to make his way up garage now, but there's still a player going to be on that garage catwalk.
He's down.
You see a diffuser get recovered now as well. Grun has been downed there. Canio's certainly going to find that out soon if he didn't know already. It looks as though with the way he's moving, he's fairly cautious here.
Still difficult for WYLDE. Look at the utility on the side of Lamparty. You have 2 C4s. You have all 3 smoke canisters. All they have to do is just use it as the plant sound gets heard. That is how simple it is right now for Lamparty, and it's a tricky one for WYLDE. I wonder if WYLDE at this stage, do they ever rush for kills? Because, trying to go through this, it's gonna... And also, Canio, he doesn't have a lot of HP. Even just, a little scrape of a C4 is enough to kill him.
Well, he's just tanked a good deal of the Toxic Babe canister there. Corey is going to be on the rappel, but realistically, unless he's able to shoot out C4s in the air as they're going, which can be done, but it just isn't too easy. Hunt Baby's got himself in a great spot. 1 Toxic Babe canister left and 30-odd seconds to try and bend. Still with 2 C4s. 1 in Yuki's hand, 1 in Mengo's. Those 2 players, they are dug in deep. They are not concerned at all with what is going on inside of construction. Mengo going to go for the drop. We're going to see the C4 come through. Will be shot out mid-air, but the secondary C4 is there. Has been blown a little bit too early. Aces now has 1 more chance to try and get this plant down. 10 seconds left to go, but he's got to wait for the smoke to dissipate. Corey potentially going to push on through now as he stuns on out, trying to dislodge the player at the top of those stairs. Mengo, you should have stayed downstairs because you've made yourself a perfect line of sight. We see Yuki get down. LPH are going for the kills, but that's not going to matter if the plant is confirmed, which it is. Kaneo, he's going to grab the last 2 frags there. Got to feel a bit sorry for Lamparty Hotel there. They did the right things, just a little bit in the wrong order.
Yeah, panic. Wasn't it just... First C4 gets tossed out, gets shot, and there must have been the call, they shot the C4, but the smoke was perfect. The smoke canister was... That took it down to, what, about 9 seconds there? Then you could have used the C4. And not only could you have used the C4, Bandit could have still stayed downstairs, by the way.
Mango to stay below. The hole was open.
Used the hole. Look where the plant happened. Yeah, it was definitely there for Lamparty.
Bad plant spot from WYLDE, really. To re-attempt on that same spot.
I mean, where else are you planting, though?
But that's the whole point. You know, if Lampard had read into that a little bit more and gone, oh, we've got the line of sight now to see where the plant's going.
I think Corey played that really well. Do you see the way he counted the utility? He counted 2 C4s, he counted the smoke canisters, and then as he knew, okay, they've used all the utility, we know we have to get the plant down, they're going to try and stop it. What are they going to do? They're going to try and run at us. Use the flashbang. See how good that was with stabilizing the round there for Corey and just kind of bat them back. So it was well played by WYLDE. They took their chances. I mean, you can't say WYLDE played that bad. They played it the way it should be. You know, played it to a T. It was just Lampard. They messed up the utility, and that's what happens. It's an unforgiving sight. We've mentioned that. That's why it's not favorable, because it's so difficult once you run out of that utility to deny the plant. That big, massive breach. You're not beating it. You cannot beat that.
And you imagine if they'd have lost Garage 20 seconds earlier. It would have been an even bigger nightmare, because then there's more time to try and burn that utility. Alas, we are going to a separate site now. We're going to be heading to gym and bedroom instead. Still a reluctance to go downstairs, which I'm a little bit surprised about. Obviously, round number 1 didn't
did
go
get rinsed,
too
to be
well,
fair.
but it is by far and away one of the more defendable sites on the map. WYLDE are going to come in with this east side clear. Presence already inside of the garage, not wasting any time. They know that they need to dislodge these players inside of cash, and there are going to be a few.
So WYLDE looking for the clear. They have a good chunk of utility, only plenty of flashbangs and nades on hand. And speaking of nades, Yuki's going to be down. Even though, is there the pickup? Jay eliminated. Canio tries to chase the kill, and there's going to be a lot of trades all in. It will be in favor of Lampard Hotel. 1 minute gone, and 3 players dead for WYLDE. It's down to the Heart Breachers.
You can see the silhouettes of the remaining defenders making their way up main stairs now as well, scurrying out of dodge. They've largely got the job done, taking out a large portion of the attacking force coming in from that construction side. Still with the ace to open up into logistics. Isn't going to be the easiest of challenges for Corey, especially when he doesn't have much information as to where these players are going to be. Tucked in to the closet, potentially. Great angle, but Corey's got the heads up. Shuts Groon down. Corey can now start to advance on through. The Evil Eye is going to be giving a lot of information, though, and there's no real way of dealing with that aside from getting up close and personal to it. So Hunt Baby, for now, he can sit pretty safe inside of the bathroom. Still with a minute left to go, it's a lot of time for these defenders to hold on. Mengo, he's taking a bit of an alternate approach and is going to be keeping a close eye on that construction door, but will be rewarded and then taken out. It's going to come down to a 1 versus 1. Corey versus the Aldo. What a round from Corey. WYLDE were in tatters after that initial roam clear, but Corey has made it happen, picking up 2 really important kills.
Brilliant. If there's one thing I love, it's a Thermite with confidence. Did you... Right, here's the thing about WYLDE. It always expresses in their gameplay. Whenever they, something goes wrong or something doesn't happen, they just go, oh, well, let's do this then. Like, they are so headstrong in what they want to do. They don't sit there and just wait about. They're straight in only. They always have to keep doing something, always have to keep moving. And Corey is a perfect example of that. There was the whole trade village that happened over towards Cash, and he's sitting there thinking, okay, it's just us two. We know we've cleared Cash. They're going to be in sight. I'm just going to start walking in, see if I can find some kills. And that's exactly what they did. It is the definition of just walking in and getting kills. And just lack of refrags, that has to be said. There's so much information as well. Yeah. You don't have to be holding those angles, giving Corey the chance to kill you.
The Maestro camera was still up.
Sitting cameras hold crossfires.
The Maestro camera was quite literally looking at Corey.
Timeout has been called. But, Corey, 7 kills, I think, isn't it? My goodness, there's 8 kills. What is it? Whew, a lot, anyway.
3 rounds on the attack of Clubhouse.
Attackers need to locate and
no mean feat. Lampard Hotel, they need to hit that reset and they need to hit it quickly.
He's 8-0.
Hard Breach is 8-0.
That's Thermite.
Not a problem.
Ooh.
Let's see what that 45 seconds did for Lampard Hotel here. Previously, when WYLDE saw this site, they had a full change of operators, and similar is happening now. Corey's switching off the Thermite. I mean, to be honest, at this point, get him on the Nook. If he's 8-0, sorry, Giesler.
Sorry, there's too many one-trick nooks in that team for Corey to be having a go. Apologies.
Get him on the Nook. Get him on something different. Get him off the Thermite. No blitz this time, Demo.
Nope.
But we are going to get a Dokkaebi instead.
Yeah.
So we've still got a little bit of pushing power there. Secondary Hard Breach gadget on Corey. Still, you've got that little problem of impact tricking, so I'm not anticipating to see a heavy kitchen-sided push.
Yeah, Canio is known for playing the operators that really nobody else wants to. You know, he's on the quote-unquote fun/bad operators, to say. I'm not saying obviously Topi's not a bad operator, but like, who's playing Blitz? Who's actually putting their hand and say, yeah, I'll play it? Nobody! But he does. He loves it.
I got the Blitz Black Ice in one of the viewer packs.
Ooh,
yeah.
Look at you.
I was really gutted though, because I'll never play it.
Oh,
what a shot from
I mean, it took him a while. Let's be honest, it took him a while to kill him there, but still.
Corey's feeling the confidence now, isn't he? He's like, right, what do fraggers do at this point? Oh, they go upside down, repel on windows. That's what I'll try.
Big issue with losing him. He had the hard breach gadgets, and now you're relying on aces with just the Selma charges, and he can only realistically open dirt and a hatch. That is it. That's all he can go for.
It's going to be Moto, isn't
and
it?
even getting the hatch open is not going to be possible because there's still 2 impacts.
Yeah, it's got to be Moto hatch. There's no other way of getting around it. You need that guarantee.
If only there was some form of operator that could electrify hatches.
If only we had someone that had something like a claw which was electrified.
Claw, you reckon?
Yeah, I think a claw would be good.
I think you make him maybe a 1-speed. I think that would be good.
Because the claw would like stick into stuff, wouldn't it?
What kind of guns are we looking at? What's good?
You could give him like a shotgun.
Okay.
Like a kind of shotgun style.
Right.
Yeah.
What about give him a gun that usually we see attackers use?
Another good idea.
What about an AUG?
Yeah.
Give him a C4. Wow.
Give him a beard.
Wait, Milosh?
Well, it's certainly slowed WYLDE down, hasn't it?
It has. And they need to think of a plan here.
Now have to come up with a plan. And as you said, when the plan doesn't go well or when they have to make adjustments to the plan, typically it's very much a walking approach. And we've got aces inside of blue. Of course we do. He's the hard breacher. Why wouldn't he be here not using his utility? He's about to take on a couple of challenges and he's going to pick himself one up. Yuki is there with the trade, but the position has now been announced. Jay, he's waiting for the Q to call and maybe waited just a little bit too long. Giesler joining into the fray now as well, but the Malusi is still going to be slowing these players down. Jay has pushed himself in through Moto and can start to try and win some trade and some ground there. But the frags are coming back as quickly as they are going the other way, and a quick repeat from Mengo sees it to be the first round for LAN Party Hotel.
Yeah, I mean, WYLDE just no real intention of playing basement the way it should be attacked, and they just tried to all walk down blue. Wow.
Stick your only hope of hard breach in blue.
At the end of the day, if you are on an operator that has hard breach gadgets, you need to make sure that you can get the kills to back it up if you're going for those risks. I mean, if you're playing any operator that has, you know, utility that's valuable for your team, you don't want to be losing that before using it. Use it, then sure, go wild, but quite literally. But I mean, I think Corey, it's risky, it's boisterous.
Oh, he's back on the thermite now.
He's back home.
Back on the thermite, back home. He's been to the dizzying heights of 8-0 and he's gone, you know what, I'll stick to what I know, guys. Give me the diffuser and some exothermics and I'm good to go.
It's just same lineup as what they did the last time, and really, you know, how can you go wrong with this lineup? You've got nades, you've got plenty of hard, I mean, you don't have a lot of options for hard breaches, of course, in this game, but you've got plenty of it. You can make those big openings in the wall. And that's also another thing is sometimes we've seen, you know, Ace or even Thermite get banned out, and sometimes it does make this top floor a little bit easier. Without those Thermite breaches, you can certainly dance around it, because we know Habana doesn't have the same impact. So, I mean, you know, there's 2 ways to look at it. Do you want to fortify maybe some of the top floors better with your bans, or do you want to just make sure that the basement is Fort Knox?
I'm surprised to see LAN Party Hotel bring in a Cade as well this time. Yuki's placed that on the construction wall. I'm just not quite sure that the Electroclaw is really necessary here when the Thatcher's available.
Oh, he's used them for...
He's got the garage as well, I suppose. Yep. But still, the Thatcher should just be able to get to all of this, no problem.
Canio can see that immediately. Canio will know where they're going to be placed also. Does he? Hopefully. Yep, there we go. We'll reach it anyway. So that's, yep, Kites sorted. Garage wall opened up. Just have to get that main breach open, Ollie, and they should have no issues. And honestly, it's going to be a simple repeat, isn't it?
It certainly should be. Giesler, maybe looking for a little bit of potential from below. He does, of course, have the nades. Going to try and assist the Bandit not being able to trick there, and for Corey to be able to get that breach off without a hitch. Now, Mengo's actually rotated into the garage now this time. Yuki's got himself down from below, but will manage to get himself up. Jay, unfortunately for him, doesn't have any nades left, but he can still try and put some pot shots through this floor.
It's a big risk for Mengo now going inside of garage, because that's 2 players essentially cut off from the rest of the team. You've got Grun and you've got Mengo inside a catwalk. Sure, they're safe for the meantime, but we know that WYLDE will eventually rotate and they will start using utility. They don't have any nades, fair enough, but they still have some flashes that they can utilize. And if they lose 2 players all in, don't get anything in return, then that's going to be rough. That's going to be very difficult for LAN Party Hotel to actually come back from, especially considering that Mengo, he has a C4, which is needed for this.
It really is. Mengo ideally should be in cash, or at least the C4 should be. Now, Aces has made himself in below, but I'm not sure if he knows that Mengo's going to be there. Maybe there could be a bit of a lack of info here.
It's a risk.
All Mengo's got to do is try and hop up. The C4 will go down, explode, and Aces takes a good chunk of damage. The game is up now. WYLDE occupying the ground floor, and we've got LAN Party Hotel occupying the rafters. We're going to see a kill come through as a trade. Still, Groon is going to be alive here and maybe gets to find himself.
Hello?
What? You saw the head! Giesler picks himself up a freebie. That's garage control now for WYLDE.
They have wasted a good amount of time, and considering that there is still plenty of utility, you have the smoke canister still in the back pocket. WYLDE may just need to try and push in for the kills, which Jay has tried to go for, but has been shut down immediately by the smoke. There goes the Toxic Babe. Corey on the breach finds Avon. It's a 2 versus 3, but look at the HP off the diffuser carrier. Aces, he takes 1 sniff of the smoke and he's done.
Yuki hasn't got a great deal of health to speak of either, and with no C4 is relying on the gun. Ace is going to pick him off. The smoke's going to do the rest. Hunt Baby credited with that one. The diffuser can be picked up. The smoke's been replaced. Giesler, he has to go for an alternate spot, and Hunt knows this. Hunt finds the kill onto Corey. There's 3 seconds left. You can't come off the kit now. Swings with the shotgun. LAN Party Hotel, they finally start to chain him together here.
4 kills in the round, I think that is, for the smoke. Much better from LAN Party Hotel. The utility working 10 times what it was the last time. And I'll be honest, the little switch up with putting the bandit inside of Catwalk, sure, you probably look at it and thinking, well, you know, that's obviously going to be a bit of a risk. You lose then the C4 the bandit could utilize, but the fact that it wasted a lot more time for WYLDE dealing with 2 players, and also they were able to do a good chunk of damage to those players. Yes. And then that's whenever the late game smoke comes into great effect.
Well, it was the C4 from Mengo that was thrown from Garage Catwalk that went on to Aces that put him on 1 HP. It was all a big part of it. The fact that Mengo was still able to get a kill from the Catwalk as well, and I think he just bought Groon a little bit of time and a little bit of, there was a little bit less pressure directed onto the one player. Never an easy position to play inside of the Catwalk. Often now, especially with the changes to Doc, we see, you know, a bit of double French action up there. We maybe see some Rook armor plates or some Doc Stim pistols getting played up there as well. So doing a reasonable job with just the Wamai.
One thing that I think WYLDE struggle with, I think Jay's a big culprit for this. Have you noticed that whenever they have the man advantage, Jay will just do something by himself and get killed? What's the thought process behind some of these plays that Jay's going for? Because it seems as if it's harming the team. I understand that you realise, Jay, that there's a smoke that you need to eliminate because that's going to cause you issues, which it did. But if you're going to execute, wait till everyone else is ready, because you're just giving players 1v1s. And if you don't win those, you look like the fool. And that's sadly what's happened to him. Just moments like that can really change the dynamic of how a round goes. You've done so well to get that early lead. Why just waste it? Why throw it away?
It was a big 1v1, Jay versus Hunt at the top of Cash, and it was a big 1v1 that Hunt won, and it was the start of a slew of kills that came through for him. WYLDE are going to be attacking into gym and bedroom this time. Again, a site that they've been successful in previously, but it was really off the back of Corey, picking up 4 massive kills after their initial approach really fell quite short. They're not going for the same now, though. There's focus and attention now being paid to the jacuzzi wall instead, and Cash and construction side of things is looking, for the most part, fairly untouched.
Yep, much slower this time from WYLDE, and they're looking to play a little bit more, I think, reserved and not wanting to give away any of those picks. Interesting change-up that we see from LAN Party Hotel. I don't know if they did this last time, but they have fully reinforced bathroom walls. So this is something that you will see some teams do. It doesn't happen like immediately. You will see sometimes a pocket reinforcement actually kept. But they've just to reinforce the jacuzzi walls and then also reinforce up the bathroom. And what that essentially does is it's good and bad, because it stops the attackers getting into bathroom so early, but then also you just kind of forfeit control of the breach. And what we just seen that Gisela did was very simple. You're straight into gym. That's the only issue with that play.
Couple of kills there, picked up quite nicely for WYLDE, and looks as though they're just framing up here. We've got Jay at the top of main stairs. Aces has swung and found himself a great frag over onto Ivan, and you just feel like Hunt Baby's in a bit of a box at the minute. Yeah, sure, he's found himself a kill, but the plant's now going down. He's going to start getting pushed very shortly. Aces from the windows will see to it that he has put to an end as well. The plant going down, a much better round there from Wild, not relying on that clutch factor from Corey.
Yeah, great round, has to be said. Wild just doing basics. Again, just, I said, you do the basics right, you will be gifted in this league, because we know in this league teams will make mistakes, and if you can just play, I suppose, not as bad, isn't that essentially what everyone does? It's not like you play better than the enemy team, just don't play as bad. And that's kind of what's happening. I think Party Hotel, they forfeit way too much. We're reinforcing those walls. Wild see that immediately and they're straight in. And the thing is, if you, in your strat book, if you are reinforcing both of those bathroom walls, in what universe is there going to be positions that players are in where you can then get picked off by somebody walking into gym as easy as what it was? That shouldn't be happening. If you know you don't have that breach control, then don't sit in the open.
It was almost like a... I don't know if Lampard Hotel would, heads in the sand a little bit there with what they'd actually set up for themselves.
Because the whole thing about that strategy, if you do reinforce up the bathroom walls, is then you're trying to play in towards cash, you're trying to play in towards construction, because you can hold anyone pushing in towards gym, you can hold them from construction. And you may be thinking, oh, but remember there was a guy in the window demo, what are you on about? Just one guy. You have so many players still towards that side of the map. You can run out on them, use the windows, jump out, trade, whatever it is you need to do. That's doable. You can easily take off one player and then still hold everything from construction.
I can't believe how much we're seeing CCTV tonight.
Mad.
To say that it's a site that we very rarely get to see when you start thinking about something like EUL, or it's crazy to me that we're seeing teams really prefer it. I mean, it's Wild's first choice here. They've got the entirety of Clubhouse to go at, and still they've picked CCTV.
Well, they went for double French. And remember, I think me and you cast at G2, wasn't it? Whenever they were playing Clubhouse. Who did they play against? They played Clubhouse week 7, week 8. I forget what week it was, but they played it, and we seen some form of dock action or rook, whatever it was from, I think Virtue was up in that position. Actually worked really well for the cache. If you don't know about how cache room is, we've mentioned before about how catwalk is so tedious to really hold. The double French meta now, where you have the full health stim pistols, you have the potential to revive yourself with the rook plates. That's just going to fortify and shore up catwalk even more so. And plus, you also get heavy players with 2x's or 1.5x's that you can challenge onto those longer angles, and you can really take the fight to the attackers in that environment.
I love that bulletproof camera just there for the drones and stuff like that. Kaneo's picked himself up a really good C4 there too.
What a kill. Thermite.
Not sure how he had the info for that one. We've got Corey below as well, maybe looking for a bit of a rotate up those main stairs.
Oh, losing the Thermite is big because there's only one Selma charge left for Grun, and that means that they can't have a full walk-through breach, which is what you would want for cash. You can only open up just a small portion of it, which is either going to have to be a crouch hole or it's going to have to be a jump-in, and obviously the jump-in gives you that sound QOA, which isn't that favourable for the attack. I
mean, look at Corey's position there. He's primed and ready to shoot something off if he can get the angle onto it. Just can't.
Oh,
just does get the angle onto it.
That's it.
It didn't look close, but Corey's managed to shut it down, and that's no hard breach left now.
He didn't get the other half, but all that does is just open up literally a toe angle. That's all it opens up. They cannot get through that breach. They are hard stuck with having to push in either through the main breach or have to walk through that terrible construction door where there's like 20 million angles you can get shot from. Yuki has been able just to walk in while they're trying to get themselves stemmed back up, but they're still holding firm. Wow, Wild have just ripped through them all. You'd think that they were attacking the way that was being played.
Flawless round from Wild, and very well deserved. It was kind of funny that, I mean, you see the double French, you think, oh, we'll give Catwalk a miss, shall we? We'll push through construction. Forget it. Just forget that as well. Back to the drawing board, please, with that attack, because we didn't see East Wall get pressured. We didn't see enough.
Lose the Thermite immediately.
The Thermite was going. The opening picks there that Wild were able to grab. I mean, you never can pick who you're going to get on that opening. You don't know who you're going to be put face to face with. Wild had a good opportunity of taking those small little advantages and snowballing it into something a little bit bigger.
They're looking good, this Wild team today.
I tell you what, I worry for Lampard Hotel today. I really do. I thought we were going to come in and this was going to be already a lot closer. But I'm looking at this and thinking, I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 7-2, 7-3.
It's feeling very one-sided today. And I don't think we felt that at all during our Monday night matchups.
No.
Not once did I think, wow, this is just that one team playing so much better. It was so close. Especially whenever we know who else has to play today, Ollie.
Yeah.
The Italians. Could be a quick one today.
Potentially.
Get the restaurant booked.
There's still time. There is still time.
Attackers are
I think this map will, this round will again set a little bit of a pace.
Of course it will. 6-2. You're just, you're in the driving seat. Defense in Clubhouse. You have this basement now to fall back onto, which we've mentioned is so strong because you have got rid of the Maverick. You have got rid of the Habana. Impact tricking is going to be common. We also see a Thunderbird, which I think says a lot about WYLDE and just the kind of team that they are. When do we ever see Thunderbird?
I don't want to burst your bubble, but we saw it on Monday.
Did we?
Yeah.
When?
I can't remember, but we definitely saw it on Monday. Now, you look at the lineup that WYLDE have brought here, and the reason why I think that this will set a little bit of a pace is because there is a heck of a lot for LAN Party Hotel to deal with.
Oh, I mean, this is just your classic ranked aggro lineup. That's all it is.
This is a nightmare to go up against.
Yeah. It is just going to be WYLDE running around the map. That's why you have the Thunderbird, so you can just go back in, heal yourself back. Oh, and now he goes again. That's the way that WYLDE are going to be playing this, but it's actually not working out too well, Ollie, as they are going to be a man down. Chircaneo hasn't been killed officially, but he's pretty much dead on catwalk. Nobody with him, and WYLDE have fled back to the site. They've got one kill. Again, that Thermite. Oh dear. They've lost the Thermite, and Buck does not have hard breach gadgets.
Yeah.
Oh dear, oh dear.
While it's not gone swimmingly for WYLDE, I think that they'll be pretty happy.
That's, this is, right. So now, without a hard breach for the basement, you have to pick your poison. You have the man advantage, which I think helps a lot. Having that extra man is going to be invaluable for LAN Party Hotel. You have two options. You blitz down blue, which we've seen WYLDE try and do that. How'd that end up?
They don't have a blitz.
No. Oh, come on, right? Or you push down main stairs and you try and take long, and you try and walk in through Moto Door. Both avenues, you are walking into single doorways. That is the issue now without having any hatches open, having dirt opened up. LAN Party Hotel just have to trade. This is what I'm saying, how crucial it is that they have the extra man. If they just take the trades, they'll be left with one player standing. That's all they need.
You can tell why this is taking a long time, and it's because they've got no drones left. We've watched them there stall out for 30 to 40 seconds just because they are starved of information and they're having to push absolutely everything. They're opening Ash Rush spot here, Demo. This could be a quick play into Church. Groon, he's got that angle from above and he can open up a nice hole ready and waiting for Mengo to try and push in. Bit of a no Finkerston pistol left either.
No hatch, it doesn't work.
But there's still a couple of nades, so they might be able to dislodge the player. Yuki just picked up a massive kill there. Gisela is going to be there with the trade, but wasn't expecting the player directly behind. A quick push there from LAN Party Hotel. We'll see them rewarded.
Dirt was open the whole time. I had no idea. Did you know Dirt was open?
No.
Mostly because we didn't really have any interest in that because we had that massive roam game happen. But wow, yeah, having Dirt open really changed the dynamic of what I was explaining. I mentioned you need to have different avenues of approach whenever you're looking to push in towards that basement. And of course, having Dirt open is going to give you a massive doorway that you can walk through. And just the positioning, if you think about main stairs to Dirt door, if you want to hold main stairs, you have to turn your back to Dirt. If you want to hold Dirt, you have to turn your back to main stairs. And that's the issue if you're a defender trying to hold both of those angles.
So we're going to see the same site attempted again here by WYLDE, but with a very different lineup. They haven't got the Mozzie, they haven't got the Thunderbird, and they have not got the Oryx. Instead, we're bringing much more set up the fortress.
I mean, it's a full 5-man change-up, isn't it?
It is. We've got the Mira, we've got the Maestro for information, we've got double catcher utility, the Jaeger and the Wamai, and it's really okay, we are going to set up Church just how we like it. And you can see how far you get.
We never mentioned about how strong Mira is. With Habana being gone, tricky Mira windows to deal with unless you want to be running a Twitch every single round. And you do look at the lineup and you think maybe you could fit in a Twitch there, maybe for the Finka, but then you lose flashbangs, you lose a bit of burn in that regard. But yeah, Mira's strong for holding down, obviously, the main stairs, which is where we see that main one on triple wall. But also just helps give a bit of information towards blue. So you can see if anyone drops in towards oil pit. And more than anything, if you see a Mira window as an attacker, it's a deterrent. It's a repel. It kind of says, okay, don't come down here because there's a Mira window.
Because for all that you can get up to them and punch them, you've still got to get up to them.
Yeah, there's going to be a guy looking at you.
When they're being played in those sort of aggressive positions, it's very difficult to get anywhere near. I don't know if you caught Ace's charm that he's playing with there, but I don't know how do you play with that? Get a glowing pumpkin.
Let Maurice do what Maurice wants to do.
Honestly, I would lose my mind.
Don't you dare question Maurice. How? Apologise.
Well, we'll see if it works.
Apologise. No.
Gets a kill, apologise.
No. It's you give him that credibility. Apologise now, or else I'm not casting. You can go find someone else to work with.
If he gets himself a kill, I will. I'll do a full written.
Apologise for it, Maurice. I'll sort him later.
Let's see if it's good for a kill or not. Slowly, we're seeing Lamparty Hotel set themselves up, get a bit of flank protection out there and start swinging that sledgehammer and opening up some of the angles. They've got a little bit going on here inside a kitchen.
Is dirt open?
Oh, we're actually getting that open from above as well. Groom's not taking any chances.
No dirt,
fully reinforced dirt. It's a very slow way to open up the kitchen floor, this, isn't it?
It's safer, though, because you don't get C4 from below.
It is.
Which is the advantage, but yeah, like you mentioned, it is a lot slower. And you do waste a bit more ammunition in the old skeleton key, which we know of.
Oh dear.
Oh, straight into the plunge in towards Mo. That's a good pick on... Oh no, he missed the Maestro camera. Oh, that was the whole point of him dropping in, is to eliminate that utility. We see a swing from Gisela, but that's a good trade-off from Maurice. There he is. Don't you dare question the charm.
Well, he's got himself a kill. Let's see if he's good for another. Going to be playing behind the mirror window now, looking to try and defend off the hatch. Ivan, he's going to be at the top of blue stairs. Yuki, you can rotate all you like down to dirt, but it isn't going to be open, my friend. Oh, unfortunate there. We do see the Wamai come into action. Still desperately trying to get rid of this Maestro camera. Hope maybe he's found some success, though. He's been able to take Corey down, and that should alleviate some of the pressure on that church wall. 25 seconds left to go. Jay's picked himself up. Great frag onto Yuki as he tried to sneak his way through, and Kaneo can start to re-peek onto this mirror window. He's still going to be very safe here. Aces is cutting him down, but the flood comes in. 2 versus 1 now as Groon's got 2 left to find, but he's going to get cut in the crossfire. Jay, he seemed to keep himself on the edge of the action for the entirety of the round, just striking when he needed to. And guess what? Because kitchen hatch wasn't open, he was able to sit under it for the whole time.
Yeah, ignored kitchen hatch. And the thing is, look how much utility they wasted as a buck player, opening all of that, and then you just...
Not doing anything with it.
Just gets left.
Yeah. We see Mengo drop Moto.
You know, it's like fingerprints on an abandoned handrail. What's the point?
It's like what?
It's like a memory.
Fingerprints on a handrail?
On an abandoned handrail.
Oh. That sounds like some sort of murder investigation sort of...
Is that a good novel?
That's how like a murder
novel.
Mystery starts. There was fingerprints on the handrail.
Abandoned! Make sure it's abandoned. Nobody's used it in years. Just fingerprints left. That's all it was. Just a distant memory. Never to be used again. It's like last time you ride a bike. No, you know what bike's just sitting there just rusting away. It's like what's happening in my kitchen.
I rode a bike last time we were in Paris.
Did you?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't think I've rode a bike since I was maybe 12.
It is true that you never forget. I jumped back on, I was like, I don't know.
You see, I've upgraded to,
Chris
you know,
Hoy.
I've upgraded to a car, so I'll never need to ride a bike again, you see, Ollie. That's the difference with me.
Match point for Wild, 6-3. Lamparty Hotel. They really need to give themselves a bit of a wobble because we're not seeing a lot of problem solving going on here. We're seeing a lot of things happen to them and they're not responding very well to them. So last time this was a site that was played in a very aggressive way by Wild.
They didn't even get really... They got main breach open, but didn't even get construction open. Didn't really have any map pressure that I think put Wild under any form of stress. Again, that double French being brought in. Double French was not even tested. We didn't even get to see how it worked out, which I'm quite sad about.
Well, maybe we'll get to see it this time. We're seeing the breach opened in a bit more of a meaningful way, although no one's going to be playing on that rappel for the meantime.
What is that bulletproof, by the way, from Aces? What has he put? See where he's put the bullet? No, the other one. It's towards construction doors, Treacle. It's in construction, to the right of the door frame.
He puts it on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just whacked it in there.
He used this last time to shoot drones, believe it or not.
Did he?
Yeah. It actually worked somewhat.
Oh, I know why they're doing it, because they're going to feed the information for the C4. That's how they did it last time, didn't they?
That's how they got the C4 kill last time.
That's how they did it. It just seemed very late, so that's why I panicked.
Yeah.
I see him placing it down as their walls getting opened up beside him.
Corey just waiting for his time to strike. He had a nice little flank through those main stairs last time as well.
Does Kanu have it pre-placed again in the same spot? It looks as if, because he doesn't have the C4 in hand, yeah, it was the exact same position, but this time Hunt Baby just runs through it. Not going to fall for that one again.
It is the only way. Aces has taken out the drone there, though. Something that Lamparty Hotel have been pretty terrible at is that drone economy. Only got 3 left currently. Still with a minute left to go, you need to have some to do some of that final fact-finding. Kaneo, he's got himself taken out there. Yuki getting pressured here from inside a garage. You can see the traces coming through from multiple angles. Jay isn't finished, but he will be taken down. Grun there able to land the finishing blow. His kills do start to trade, but Aces, look at him go. Corey might be down, but he is not out. Effective 2 versus 2.
Rook armor.
Still a chance for Corey to get himself up here. Aces, if he can get the line of sight.
Does he not have armor plates?
There is one left in the basket, so I don't think he might have picked it up. Avon is actually able there to shut him down. So regardless of the Rook armor or not, I think there's still one left there in the backpack. Aces does still have 2 stims though. So effective 2 versus 2 now, and no meaningful utility for these attackers to use.
One C4.
Giesler from below, going to pre-place that C4 and go for it. Takes Grun down, leaving this all up to Ivan. 9 seconds, no chance of getting the plant down. He has to find these kills, and he hasn't got a clue. Aces drops the hatch. Unfortunate. He might still be gifted the kill here. He is. I don't think that's how he was anticipating getting the demo, but it's how he gets the kill nonetheless.
Taking a tumble, taking a slip.
I think everybody's done it, haven't they?
But yeah, Wild holding firm. I mean, Aces just being able to pick them off. Honestly, Corey not picking up the Rook armor. I was sitting there waiting, surely that's going to be an easy revive for himself, but nah.
Could have been one of the first ones we've seen as well.
Could have worked really well. Also, you think of the position he's in. You know, that's it. You have to kind of go out of your way now to try and kill Corey, and yeah, what can you do?
Well, that was a very